Looking back, 2023 was quite a good year, of course, and I must say perhaps some three things on 2023. One is growth. I think it's very important to mention the growth we have seen in open banking. So 1 out of 6 SMEs are using now open banking, 1 out of 9 consumers. We have grown the payments by about 90% across the ecosystem as well. So some very good figures coming out. About 5,000 people work indirectly or directly in open banking sector, contributes about 4 billion to the GDP in the UK. So first message, I think, is in 2023. Long may it continue in this year as well, of course, growth. The second one is, of course, the amazing effort by the ecosystem. I would like to thank also, like Jane did, everybody for the input. And it started off with SWG early on last year, but also at the end for the JROC report. So thank you for all the inputs. And looking at the culmination of this, we've seen, through the DPDI bill being mentioned in the King's speech, also the, autumn statement, the DPDI bill, you see there's a lot being talked about open banking in the industry. So we have a good result in terms of the promotion of open banking in the industry. And that culminated also into the Joe Garner report, where, there's 10 recommendations for the future of retail payments. 4 out of 10 are to open banking, which means that we have a lot of work to do going forward as well, and particularly from 24. And then finally, 2023, as Jane was mentioning as well, OBL has led 4 work streams for JROC. And I must say we made a lot of progress, and in the RAG rating there would be a lot of green there in terms of how we are performing there. Looking forward to continue, of course, working with JROC on the next stage. That brings me into the present. We are 6 years young this week. So 15th of January, PSD2 was launched in 2018. So just to let you know how young this industry is and how much we already talk about things. So coming back to Kate's view on VRP, I think sweeping VRP was launched only less than 2 years ago. So can you imagine we're now talking, these working groups that Kate was leading on Workstream 5, you had some big names and BigTech names around the table as well. So, and also the Rails themselves. So I'm not going to mention names, but it's amazing to see what traction is being created in open banking, not only on the data front, but also on payments. So very happy to say that we're 6 years young and not old. We're a young category, and a lot of collaboration is still required. Looking forward into 2024, I think for us, it's of course the build up to the future entity, and also the work we need to do there. So it's not only maintaining the order for us, which is our core mandate, but also looking forward in terms of how we then transition to that new entity. And I'm sure we can carry on talking about that as well, and perhaps another hour on future entity. But this is, of course, our role as well in terms of assuring to the CMA that the order maintains in the new world. And that's one of my jobs as well, of course, to assuring that on behalf of my trustee, Marianne King, as well. So that's quite important for us. And of course, any work stream we will lead in the future by JROC will be welcome, of course, for us to continue working on the future of open banking.